Telangana Cybersecurity Bureau presents Fraud Ka Full Stop, a series that features true cybercrime stories from Telangana. The stories shared in this podcast are based on real incidents. Names and identifying details have been changed to protect the privacy of those involved. The dramatization of the case that you are about to see has been created using AI. Any resemblance to any person, living or deceased, is purely coincidental and unintentional. The call came at 9:20 on a quiet November night. A widowed mother was at home with her two daughters. Dinner was done. The house was still. जब फोन स्क्रीन पर एक अनफेमिलियर इंटरनेशनल नंबर फ्लैश हुआ, she almost didn't answer. Almost. Hello? The voice was calm and official. The man introduced himself as Rahul Kumar from the TRAI department and gave an employee ID. उतना ही काफी था to make his authority feel real. He told her a mobile number had been issued using her Aadhaar card. Then he read out a full address in Baikala, Mumbai. An address she had never heard of. Then his tone changed. That number, he said, was linked to money laundering, human trafficking and drug cases. Her heart raced. Her hands went cold. मैं मुंबई कभी गई ही नहीं हूँ. He didn't argue, he simply escalated the matter. The call was transferred to senior CBI officers on Skype. Two men appeared on screen, Saurav Sharma and Ajay Gupta. Stern faces, sharp voices. They asked for her location, Aadhaar details and family information. Then came the line that locked everything in place. She was told she was under digital arrest. जब तक investigation complete नहीं होती, you will follow instructions. This is a national secret. Her daughters were asked to come on camera. From that night on, the phone never left her hand. Days turned into weeks, audio calls, video calls, constant watch. She was told not to disconnect, not to Google, not to speak to anyone. Whenever she panicked, the pressure increased. They showed her images of handcuffed suspects and official-looking documents stamped with CBI and RBI seals. सब कुछ इतना real लग रहा था that doubt never entered her mind. Then came the money. They said all her accounts needed verification. Every rupee, every deposit. To prove her innocence, she was told to transfer funds to government-verified accounts temporarily. Verification के बाद सब वापस आ जाएगा. Between November 14 and December 3, she went from bank to bank. Fixed deposits were broken, savings emptied, transfers were made repeatedly. When bank staff questioned the amounts, the officers coached her live. कार के लिए बोल दो, charity, personal reasons बता दो. By the time it stopped, she had transferred over 5.6 crore rupees. Her life savings, her daughter's future, everything was gone. On November 25, one officer suddenly disconnected the Skype call. Minutes later, he reappeared on WhatsApp asking for more money. When she begged for a refund, he told her to visit the nearest CBI office. She went, holding on to the last bit of hope. The real CBI officer looked at the papers and said quietly, "Madam, ये सब fake है." That was the moment the spell broke. This wasn't ignorance or poor judgment. This was fear, carefully designed and precisely applied. Because today's crimes aren't always violent. Sometimes they arrive as a phone call with an official tone and an authority that feels impossible to question.
Hello, myself Badrumraj Ramesh, Inspector of Police, working in Cybercrime Police Station, Telangana Cyber Security Bureau. I was the investigating officer. On 9th December 2024, we have received a complaint from a widowed lady. She came along with her two daughters and reported that she lost 5.6 crores in digital arrest fraud. Immediately, we attended her and she was depressed. She was scared. We counseled her and immediately we ourselves reported in National Cybercrime Reporting Portal. As she reported delayed, the amount were transferred to multiple layers. My request is for everybody to immediately report cybercrime. Don't delay. If you report in time or in golden hour, there are high chances to hold the amount.
Hello and welcome to Fraud Ka Full Stop. This is a series that features true cybercrime stories from Telangana. The purpose behind this whole series is कि हमको ऐसा लगता है अक्सर कि ये सारी चीजें हमारे साथ तो नहीं हो सकती. इस सीरीज के माध्यम से we want to bring about awareness and I want you to realize that awareness is what's going to help you. आपने जो अभी केस देखा उस चीज को मद्देनजर रखते हुए आई हैव अ फ्यू क्वेश्चंस और इन क्वेश्चंस का जवाब देने के लिए मेरे साथ इस वक्त मौजूद हैं द डीजी साइबर क्राइम तेलंगाना शिखा गोयल मैम. हाय मैम, हाउ आर यू?
Hi, all good. How are you, Shazi?
Thank you so much for this whole series, ma'am. It's such an important message that we're sending out today. Ma'am, I wanted to ask you, जैसे ये कहानी सुनी मैंने, my first reaction was इन्होंने कॉल कट क्यों नहीं किया?
देखिए, साइबर क्राइम फियर पे ऑपरेट होता है. So when you get a call like this, in which you are threatened, you are put under fear, you basically enter into a panic mode. So you are now, in that fight or flight mode. So you're not thinking rationally.
Yeah.
And it's your survival instinct and your behavior is so that you can survive this threat which is in front of you. And that is the reason that people respond the way they respond to these calls and these crimes. And that is also the reason why you're not able to disconnect, because you are now either fighting or this offense or the threat which is in front of you.
You instantly freeze. दिमाग उस वक्त काम नहीं करता basically.
So your mind freezes. जैसे कहते हैं ना, freeze हो गया, दिमाग freeze हो गया है और अब बस किसी तरह से इस situation से हमें लड़ना है. तो वो that is the mode in which you are in.
Ma'am, now if you see in this particular case, for example, जो call आया ये widowed lady को, it was quite late in the night, ma'am. Is that standard operating behavior for officials? Do they call so late?
We usually don't. Police investigations usually do not happen by calling the victims late into the night or, unless and until it's a very big emergency. So usually it will not happen.
जी ma'am.
Usually calls are made during the day times only. It is not merely call. If you are going to be investigated and the police wants to call you for an investigation, we issue a proper written notice. That is how you are called for investigation. It's not that somebody calls you on phone and says that you come.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
So that is the procedure which has to be followed. People should remember that, that is not in the middle of night somebody will call and say that we are investigating right now and you sitting at home and they're sitting in the police station and that investigation can happen. ऐसे नहीं होता
जी.
तो इसलिए देर रात को अगर ऐसी कोई कॉल आ रही है तो definitely a red flag.
Definitely a red flag. Ma'am, speaking of red flags, there is this one thing that I noticed in this case where उनको बकायदा बताया गया कि आपका digital arrest हो गया है. That kind of really added to her fear. What is this term digital arrest? Is this even a valid legal term is what I want to understand.
It isn't. हमारी कंट्री के किसी भी लॉ में डिजिटल अरेस्ट जैसी कोई चीज़ है ही नहीं. जब हम किसी को अरेस्ट करते हैं, एप्रीहेंड करते हैं पुलिस, तो इट इज़ अ फिजिकल अरेस्ट. देयर इज़ नथिंग लाइक डिजिटल अरेस्ट. तो अगर कोई बोले कि आपको फ़ोन पे हमने अरेस्ट कर लिया है तो वो बिल्कुल एक स्कैम है. उसको कभी ना बिलीव करें और अपना फ़ोन स्विच ऑफ करें और आराम से सो जाएं.
That's a very comforting thought, ma'am. In fact, इनको बताया गया था बाकायदा कि आपने गूगल नहीं करना है किसी को. You can't interact with anybody. You can't reach out to anybody and all of that. I think they really try to isolate this particular person. So is that what they do to kind of, play on your mindset and your psyche?
See, cyber criminal operates on fear and manipulation. And therefore, whatever it takes to create that feeling of fear, he will do. He or she, it can be a women also as a criminal. So that is what they do. इसीलिए they will ask you to isolate. उससे और आपको डर लगेगा जब आप किसी से अपनी बात शेयर नहीं करेंगे, आपके साथ क्या हो रहा है आप बताएंगे नहीं, तो उसमें आपको और भी ज़्यादा आपको डर लगेगा. आइसोलेशन में उसमें आपको लगेगा और डर. दूसरा एक उनका भी वो सर्वाइवल टैक्टिक है, बिकॉज इफ़ यू आर not interacting with anybody, you are not sharing, the chances कि उनकी पोल खुल जाए वो भी नहीं है, क्योंकि somebody will tell कि नहीं ये तो स्कैम हो रहा है, आप क्या कर रहे हो.
Correct.
तो वो उनका भी सर्वाइवल है. और yes, definitely it is something which creates that, that entire atmosphere of fear in your mind. And that is what they operate on, because unless until they create this fear and manipulation, why would anybody end up paying them?
Yes.
So cyber crimes usually happen either due to fear or due to greed.
Yeah.
So these are the two major reasons why they happen.
So this whole किसी को नहीं बताना is actually a big red flag, and that's one thing that we need to be mindful of, correct?
डेफिनेटली, क्योंकि एक्चुअली तो पुलिस का जो प्रोसीजर है इसमें जब पुलिस आपको अरेस्ट करती है तो हम ऑफिशियली द फर्स्ट थिंग विच वी आर सपोज टू डू इज इन्फॉर्म योर रिलेटिव्स अबाउट योर अरेस्ट. दिस इज द फर्स्ट थिंग वी आर required to do as per law. So if somebody is saying that you are under arrest and don't tell anybody, it is just not possible at all.
Actually, this is a great helpful tip, ma'am. I didn't know this, and I'm sure that this is going to be so valuable. Like immediately, if somebody is saying you can't talk about it, आपकी एंटेना खड़ी हो जानी चाहिए बकायदा. In this particular case, for example, the bank officials बकायदा बता भी रहे थे कि देखिए आप मतलब इतने बड़े-बड़े अमाउंट्स क्यों कर रहे हैं, and these scammers were actually live tutoring the woman saying कि आप बता दो पर्सनल रीजंस कार खरीदनी है वगैरह वगैरह and all of that. Do you think maybe the bank involvement should be a little bit more to prevent these things?
See, all agencies, whether it is banks, whether it is police, whether it is the telecom service provider, everybody is trying to do their bit. हमने ऐसे भी केस दिए हैं जहाँ देखे हैं जहाँ पे बैंक ऑफिसर्स बोल रहे हैं कि आपको स्कैम हो रहा है, आपके साथ ये साइबर क्राइम हो रहा है, पैसे मत ट्रांसफर करिए, और विक्टिम बोलता है मेरे पैसे मैं कर रहा हूँ, आपको क्या प्रॉब्लम है. यू आर बीइंग सो मच मैनिपुलेटेड. यू नो, इमेजिन फॉर hours and days and months and weeks you are contacting and talking and being in such fear while you're living in your own home. You're not under any sort of confinement or inside a prison.
No.
And even then, only virtually so much of fear is generated that you end up doing this. And therefore, everybody is trying to do their bit, and there can always be more which all of us can do together. Ultimately, awareness is the biggest shield for all of us.
And I think we also at some point, as I asked this question, I realized I'm asking you बैंक वालों को ज़्यादा एहतियात बरतना चाहिए, but the reality is we should also take responsibility. भाई हमारा पैसा है, हम scam हो रहे हैं. First and foremost, our duty to step up and say that I'm going to be responsible, and then the other agencies can be involved. And thank you for like so politely saying we will do it together. Ma'am, in this particular case, there's an RTGS transfer. Honestly, common man को क्या लगता है बैंक ट्रांसफर हुआ या RTGS ट्रैक करना बड़ा आसान है. I want to understand from you, ma'am, actually how tricky or difficult is it for recovery even through these mediums?
See, as we all know, cyber crimes are borderless crimes. The medium for conducting these crimes is through a web of mule accounts, where the money moves through multiple accounts in matters of minutes. And these mule accounts are spread across the country.
Ma'am, what is mule account?
Mule account is like your or mine account, which we knowingly or unknowingly allow a cyber criminal to use. मतलब समझिए कि आपके पास कोई आएगा, शायद जो आपके पास आएगा मे बी आपके जान पहचान का ही हो, दूर का रिश्तेदार हो, दोस्त हो, पड़ोसी हो, कोई भी होगा, और वो आपको बोलेगा कि आपका अकाउंट है, हमारा कुछ पैसा, हमें उधर से कुछ ट्रांजैक्शंस निकलने हैं और उसके लिए हम आपको थोड़ा बहुत कम वो दे देंगे पैसा, मतलब यू विल गेट सम लिटिल बिट अमाउंट, एंड यू अलाउ योर अकाउंट टू लेट दोज ट्रांजैक्शन हैपन्स. So those transactions are something which you don't control. Okay. So, the money will come into your account and they will also move it out from your account immediately. And you're just allowing that money to move through your accounts.
Ji.
Cyber crime cannot happen without mule accounts. And therefore, each and everyone who is listening to this episode needs to know that you should not allow for small benefits just for a few thousand rupees. You should not allow your account to be used by anybody else. And you are liable for criminal action if your account is used or you've allowed your account to be used for such purposes. Without mule accounts, there would be no cyber crimes, because the criminal needs this to channel your money, of the victim's money, to himself. In your case also, you had this going on for weeks together.
Yes.
So digital arrest, we've seen, goes on from hours to days to weeks to even months.
Ji.
While the money transfer happens within minutes.
Ji.
So by the time you actually come and report to us, to the police, by that time that money is no longer anywhere in the channel or the banking channel. It has been withdrawn and sent
Ji.
out. And that is how it becomes extremely extremely difficult to trace it, to get it back, to recover it.
Just giving me goosebumps. In this case, in fact, ना कि the lady in question, but बकायदा उनकी 2 बेटियों को भी literally डरा धमका के कि आप कहीं किसी से मिलना नहीं, बात नहीं करना वगैरह वगैरह हुआ. Ma'am, I want to understand, in all these kind of cases that you see, there must be a long-term impact for the family members, no ma'am?
See, first of all, the impact is on the victim itself. We've seen most of the victims suffer from guilt and shame. और ये सोचते हैं कि कैसे हम लोगों ने इतनी बड़ी बेवकूफ़ी कर दी कि हमने अपने आप ही अपना पैसा किसी और के हाथ में दे दिया. ना कोई हमसे मिलने आया, ना किसी ने हमारे सिर पर बंदूक रखी, ना किसी ने हमें मारा पीटा. सिर्फ फ़ोन पे बात कर करके इतना हमें डरा दिया कि हमने अपना हज़ारों लाखों करोड़ों रुपया ट्रांसफ़र कर दिया. So the feeling of shame and guilt is immense in the victim, and seen that how they themselves suffer.
Yeah.
So our heart goes out first to the victims.
जी.
Because ultimately they were manipulated by the criminals.
Yes.
And definitely every crime has an impact on all the people who are connected to it, whether it is children, whether it is spouses, whether it is parents, whoever it is. So yes, it is a human tragedy.
Ma'am, just to sum it up, I would like to know, keeping the facts of this particular case in mind, is there a particular message that you would like to leave our viewers with, ma'am?
I would like to reiterate again and again that there is nothing called digital arrest in the Indian law. If police ever apprehends anybody, the first thing they do is that they will physically apprehend, and they will also send an information to your friends and family. No digital arrest can happen. No investigation happens online or on video calls. No law enforcement agency or any government agency can ask you to transfer your money to any account for any verification. It is just not allowed under any law, and it is not any procedure at all. Be aware, be alert, and if by chance, God forbid, you become the victim of cybercrime, whatever be the cybercrime, please dial 1930 immediately. The sooner you tell us within the golden hour, the chances of recovering your amount is higher. Basic thing is be aware. Don't transfer your money to anyone.
Thank you. This was a valuable conversation, and I'm really grateful. Thank you so much for giving us time today.
Pleasure. मिलकर करेंगे fraud का full stop.
बिल्कुल मैम, बिल्कुल. If you enjoyed this episode, if you feel like there is somebody in your circle of influence who can benefit from this episode, please don't forget to share it with them. The details of where you can report are going to be listed in the video itself. We will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay vigilant.